Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to make this animated 3D text that you see on the screen right now. As usual, we'll start out in the media pool, right click, new Fusion comp. You can rename it if you like, but you don't have to. And go ahead and leave it on 5 seconds. Put it on your timeline and go to Fusion. Go to 3D text node, merge, camera, light, and render. While the render is selected, go to render type, change it from software to hardware, enable lighting and shadows. Pipe it into the media out, make sure that's in viewer 2. Put the merge, viewer 1. For those of you that don't know me, I have to use this on-screen keyboard because I'm paralyzed. Can't use my hands and arms. I just put this out there every time. For the ones that don't know me, they'll sometimes question why I have it up there in the way. Select the text node. We'll put the text you're liking in. And then select the camera node. Go to transform. Use target. And rotate the z-axis to the right, and you'll start seeing the text in viewer 2. And the reason why it's black, because we enabled the lighting. If you look in viewer 1, you'll see the light is right on top of the text. But before we go any farther, on the 3D text, you'll see it's not centered. So go to the V anchor and hit the center one, and that'll line it up. And select the light. Go to transform. Select use target. And same thing. If you look at viewer 1, you'll see my light. Go to controls. Open the cone angle all the way up. Now we'll go back to the text node. Put the text you're liking in. Get your tracking and everything set now. Set your excursion. Take the excursion subdivisions all the way up and the smoothing angle all the way up. Set your bevel depth and width to your liking. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to go to custom. This will round the edges a little better. Highlight both the bottom corners. Drag the handles all the way out. Highlight both the top ones. Hit F on the keyboard. Try to make this where you can see it. Then drag these handles all the way out. And that rounds the edges a little better. Okay, with 3D text, if you right click on the box, it says it has character level styling, but it doesn't. If you select it, you can't select any text. You can't do anything with it. So we'll remove that. What you have to do is use a text plus node. Put that in viewer 1. And put the same text in the box as you have in the 3D text. Doesn't really have to be perfect, but I make it exactly the same. Just bring it up to relatively close size. Again, you don't have to have the exact text, but rather than make it more complicated, I just match it up. Now with the Text Plus node selected, right click in the box, character level styling. Now select the 3D text, right click in the box, go down to Connect to, character styling, style text. Now we have a modifier up here, but we'll go back to the 2D text, then go to the modifier. I like to highlight all the text. I'm at 30 FPS. I'm going to have animate in at 50 frames. And then keyframe that one I just did. Now you see we really don't have anything to do here. But if you select one, then you'll see we have stuff here we can work with now. And we have our shading. Let's select all our colors first. In viewer 1, you'll see I got the R highlighted. Go through and do each one. I'm going to fast forward through this. Highlight it. Pick a color. Okay. I have them all with color. But if you look at the 3D text, it's got quite a sheen to it. So select the 3D text node. Go to shading. Go to tools. Sorry about that. Then go to shading. Take the specular exponent all the way up. And the specular intensity to 0.5. Or to whatever you like. Now let's go back to the modifier. Make sure you're on the 2D text. And you're at your keyframe. Mine's 50. You want to highlight all the text in viewer 1. And there's no way to keyframe any of these. But actually, there is. All you got to do is move each one. And that actually sets a keyframe. You can't see it, but it's there. Set them all back to default. And move the playhead to frame 0. Click on the box. Viewer 1. Now we're going to select one at a time. And just randomly do things with it. Move it off the screen. You want to make sure it's off the screen in viewer 1. Now we'll select the next one. And do the same thing with all of them. Okay. Now when you bring your playhead back, they should all come into play. All right, now we want to have it animate out as well. You may or may not want to anyhow, but I'll show you how to do that. We don't want to do each one of these individually. It would take forever. Close that. Open the keyframe editor. Select it here. Go zoom to fit. These three little dots, you select that. You have options. I have mine on show only selected tools. That way it's showing only the ones I'm going to use. If you don't have that selected, they'll all be in there and it'll get a little bit confusing. Now what I want to do is copy these keyframes and paste them at the end. Highlight both of them. Right click. Copy points. I just did a tutorial on this. I should have done the whole thing, but so time consuming. And click away down here. Make sure they're not yellow anymore. And then click here. And right click. And paste point value. And they're there. Now if you move them right now, it's going to move the first two. So you got to make sure you click away. And what I'm going to do, because I'm going to put a keyframe stretcher in, so you can stretch this as long as you like on a timeline. If you're not going to do that, you just highlight them. And bring it so your last keyframe is at the end. You can see it right here. But we're going to move that 10 frames down from our animated in at the 50 frames. So we'll take it to 60. With the keyframe stretcher, it'll stretch between those keyframes. From the 50 to the 60. Doesn't matter how many you have in between. And there it is. But as you see, when we play through it, kind of does some weird stuff. It's coming in and going out way too quick. If your keyframes are still yellow and selected, just right click on it. If not, highlight them again. Like this, I'll click away. Then right click and hit reverse. Now they're coming in and out correctly. Close the editor. Select the render. Shift space. And keyframe stretcher, which I already have typed in. Let's add a drop shadow as well. Select the render again, shift space, and drop shadow. I'm going to leave it on the default settings. Now go back to the keyframe stretcher. Remember, animated in, it stopped at 50. It started at 60. So the stretch start, we'll put 50. Stretch end, we'll put 60. Now move your playhead to the end. On the source end, most of the time you have to adjust this accordingly. It doesn't normally happen to where you don't have to. And all you're going to do is rotate this, and you'll see the text coming back into play. You may have to do that several times. Normally you have to. Let it render out. We'll give it a play, and then we'll make a macro. And again, you can stretch it. It'll come in, hold, and then go out at the end. All right, we'll make a macro. Click away, make sure nothing's selected. Hold the control button down. Just select the drop shadow. That's really all you're going to need. Hit A. Hold the control button down again. Deselect the media out. And the 2D text node. My keyboard does weird things like this. I don't think your guys' does. Sometimes it does it many times on me. So you want to make sure the text plus is not selected and the media out. Go up to macro, create macro, give it a name. I'm not going to because I already have a folder with one in it. And you can add the size of the text if you want. Go to File, Save as Group. It takes you to Macros. We'll go to Fusion, Templates, Edit, Titles. Hit Save. You may or may not have to restart Resolve. Can't find your folder. Restart Resolve and you should be able to find it. We'll go back to the edit page and find it. There it is. Here's one we just made. If you change the size too much, your text is not going to leave the screen all the way. That's why it's not that practical. Didn't put it in there, but I figured I would in case you wanted to. Well, there you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.